Hey everyone, this is Doug Kenny. I'm here with my coach and mentor, actor Andy McPhee, and we welcome you to Relentless and Unstoppable. Today we have a very interesting guest, Don. Hey Don, how you doing?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Yeah,
Doing pretty
g'day,
good.
Don.
Hey, Andy. Thanks for having
And
me on,
Doug.
guys. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks for taking the time, man. Like, really appreciate, taking time out of your day to share your story, which we can get into straight away. So, Doug, center stage, mate.
Yeah, so Don, give us a little bit of what you're known for, just so everybody knows who you are.
My name is Don Bacso. I live in Indiana, just outside of Chicago, and I am a September 11th, 2001 survivor from World Trade Center Tower 1 on the 57th floor.
Mm. Wow, that's that would be a story you'll never forget, like the rest of us. But being there on that day must have been just inexplainable, mate. I'm sure, eh?
Yeah, there's so many emotions, Andy, that you go through on that day. I went through sadness because of how many people were lost that day, and innocent citizens going to work. I went through anger because how could they do this to us, as our innocent citizens, and crashing planes into buildings. And then you go through guilt, and it's called survivor's guilt, and you have that for a long time. You have it strong at the beginning, and then now it's 20 years on, I still feel it. Still feel that guilt.
Wow. Do you think that's like post-traumatic stress syndrome, but in another name, as survivor's guilt, but same results, like the anxiety, the worry, the guilt, not
Yeah.
dealing with things? Is it similar? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been explained to me that way because I needed psychological help after 9/11, because you have so many emotions going on. And I was very kind of apprehensive of going into tall buildings. When I would hear loud noises, it would make me jump. So the psychologist that dealt with us and dealt with myself and a group of us said that you guys are experiencing what's post-traumatic stress disorder, because you've gone through such a traumatic event in your life. So it was very good to talk with her, and she helped myself as a survivor and many other survivors from the Midwest through a tough time.
I guess it'd be like ex-military. Their shock of, like, sometimes when they come back hearing a helicopter or loud noises, it would affect them very similar to what you just said.
Exactly. And I had one experience shortly after I got back from 9/11. I was in a building in Chicago, probably on the 45th floor, and I was attending a meeting. And this is shortly after 9/11, maybe just a few weeks after 9/11. And I remember they had big glass windows, and I was looking out the window, and a pigeon flew by, and it was just a pigeon, but I ducked because it was just a natural reaction at that time. My senses were on high alert, and just for a pigeon to fly by the window made me duck very quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Doug, away you go.
Yeah. What are you doing 20 years later since that very unbelievable, tragic day?
See, Doug, I am 20 years later. I still do consulting, but I'm independent now. I work for myself. I wanted to do that ever since it happened, back, 20 years ago. I was able to go independent about 13 years ago. About 13 years ago, it gave me the ability to go independent and start working for myself. And so I can enjoy watching my boys grow up and enjoy my family more. I do a lot of speaking engagements, definitely based on 9/11 and the accounts, my account on that day. So I go to middle schools, high schools, colleges. I go to Rotary clubs. I go to VFWs. I go to American Legions. I speak all over the place. So I'm quite busy now, even 20 years on.
Yeah, that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Did your desire to work independently and not at a big company Did it have anything to do with what might have happened after the attack, like maybe a phobia or a fear of being around tall buildings? Or
I did have an apprehension to tall buildings. Like I said, when, they had that pigeon incident go by the window, that scared me. And I did have an apprehension of being in tall buildings for a short period of time after 9/11, but I did get over that. I think it was part of my, getting through the stress of what I experienced, maybe PTSD, but I am able to go into tall buildings now, and I do not have a problem with that. But I definitely wanted to be independent and work for myself as my boys grew up. They're older now; they're in college, so I treasure the fact that I'm able to watch them grow up.